Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am. Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am. Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am.
Nino Brown Boxing, and I'm back in the building. Shout out to the LDBC. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. So, man, I'm back in the car again, driving into the city. About to get some work done tonight, but I wanted to talk about this weekend's boxing. We all know, once again, Bomb Squad Deontay Wilder. He was victorious against Luis Ortiz. I made a video about that. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Man, much respect to both of those guys. I like the fact during the post-fight interviews, Victor Ortiz didn't give any excuses. You know, he was definitely asked about that. The portion of the fight where the doctor pulled Deontay Wilder aside and they felt like he was giving him a breather. Luis Ortiz made no excuses. It seemed like a lot of fans are making excuses. And people even bringing up the scorecards. Man, that shit like that doesn't even make sense to me. I'm like, the fight ended in a knockout. You know, fighters, they always say, don't leave it in the judge. They don't want to leave it in the judge's hands. I'm like, okay, cool. We understand that. If it ends in a knockout, that's better for the fans. So if the fighter, in this case Deontay Wilder, didn't leave it in the judge's hands, he knocked his opponent out. It wasn't some questionable stoppage or anything like that. It was a clear knockout. Why are people making videos and writing reports about the scorecards? It's just, I mean, shit like that doesn't even make sense to me, but it is what it is, man. That's their prerogative. That's what they want to focus on instead of focus on the actual result of the fight. Then that's on them. They can choose to waste their time. It seems like they're trying to. It seems like they're just trying to cater to a particular audience. That's pretty much what it is. But it is what it is. But in other news, I mean, you know, the Demetrius Bivol Sullivan Barrera fight. I didn't get to watch that fight. I really want to check it out. I know Sullivan Barrera has had a questionable chin in previous fights. But damn, like, I didn't expect him to get stopped. Now, I haven't seen the fight. I don't know how it went, so I got to go back and check it out. I didn't see the Kovalev fight either. I mean, I'm not really big on Kovalev, but just seeing how he looks to match up against other guys at light heavyweight, you know, I definitely need to be informed and be up on that as well. I mean, I was just too focused on that Deontay Wilder fight. But at the fight, you know, we had Charlo. He was being interviewed in the hallway backstage of a fight, and Danny Jacobs happened to walk by. And I like how Danny Jacobs did it. You know, he did it real smooth. Me personally, I think the moment Jacobs hit that hallway, he saw Charlo. To me, it seemed like he tried to play it off like, oh yeah, he was just doing his regular old shit. He was walking by. He was like, oh, there you go right there, Charlo. Oh yeah, let me have a word with you, man. And then, you know, they got in each other's face, and they were doing their thing. And I was like, cool. The only thing about the exchange that I didn't like, you know, you had a lot of the other guys that felt the need to throw their 2 cents in there. They want to talk shit and want to get all rowdy. I'm like, dude, chill. Like, these are two fighters that are trying to, you know, one is trying to call the other out, or they're trying to address whatever they need to address. Like, it's a sport and it's business. This isn't street shit. Like, all them guys on the side, you know, trying to be all tough. Like, come on, man, just calm that down. Let the fighters have their exchange. It's for the sport of boxing. It's not like anything personal going on. Like, this is about the sport. So let the guys within the sport do what they got to do. Like, if you want to be a boxer, if you want to be involved in the mix, put it like this: have your pro debut, be a middleweight, and then you can be involved. But until then, just like shut the hell up. I didn't like that. And then, you know, you had the news that came out about Jamal Charlo losing like $150,000 worth of jury and cash when he was in Jay-Z's 40-40 club. Man, it was a whole lot of drama that night. And found out today that Omar Figueroa has an injury, so his fight with Adrian Broner is off. And now, so it's like, damn, well, now AB, I'm sure he's going to have a fight. You got to find a backup opponent. If I'm not mistaken, they were fighting at junior welterweight, so 140. I have no idea who Adrian Broner can fight for at 140 pounds. That'll definitely be worthy of will be a worthy opponent, a good main event. I honestly have no idea. I'll have to go back and look at the rankings and check some certain things out. But yeah, I mean, this weekend of boxing, it's been action-packed, inside of the ring, outside of the ring, but nothing tops that Deontay Wilder-Luis Ortiz fight. Now, when it comes to the fight later on this month against Anthony Joshua and Joseph Parker, hey, me personally, I don't think that Joseph Parker is a tougher opponent than Luis Ortiz, but it's a unification bout, very important fight for boxing, and I look at it like this. Joshua needs to make a statement. That statement is necessary because it's going to make the fight against Joshua and Wilder that much more exciting if they actually make it happen. But Joshua needs to make a statement to the point, he's not worried about Wilder. Even though I know he is, but he needs to move in the ring like he's not worried about Wilder. He needs to sit Joseph Parker on his ass early and in devastating fashion. If he does that, Anthony Joshua will be back at it again, and all the hype will be back around him. But if we get anything short of pure domination from Anthony Joshua, Eddie Hearn is going to come out with all the excuses in the world, and Anthony Joshua will be in hiding. So, I don't want these heavyweights to conduct themselves like that. Everyone needs to take a page out of Deontay Wilder's playbook and conduct themselves accordingly. Another point that I wanted to talk about is Deontay Wilder. A guy like Eddie Hearn would say, why would Wilder take the fight with Luis Ortiz? It's a more competitive fight, higher risk, less money. Eddie Hearn was saying that Wilder should have took the fight against Dillian White for double the money. Now, my thing is, the way Wilder is conducting himself is how a champion should conduct himself. He wants to fight the best in his division so he can be the best. All of us got it taken. The reason, my whole point for this is, I want Deontay Wilder to put guys like Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, Danny Garcia, and whoever else, especially guys in that whole PBC banner, whoever else isn't conducting themselves like a champion, making excuses about their opponent. Deontay Wilder needs to tell them, like, man, take a page out of my book. This is me speaking as Deontay Wilder. I hurt my hand. I had pins and needles in my hand, and I wanted to get in the ring with Anthony Joshua as soon as possible. I didn't ask for 2, 3, 4, 5 tune-ups. I let it be known. After my first fight back, I test out my hand, so that would be comparable to Keith Thurman coming back, testing out his elbow. After he got that W, he was back on the road, letting the world know that he wants to be the undisputed champion. But, we have guys like Thurman that's not doing that. So I feel like Wilder being the big dog, being the top dog, being the heavyweight champion, who I feel is the number one heavyweight. And if you're the heavyweight, that means you can defeat any professional boxer. So you got the top dog, the king of boxing right now, Deontay Wilder. He needs to put these little guys on notice and let them know, like, don't call yourself the best. Don't compare yourself to any legend. Conduct yourself like a man. Conduct yourself like a boxer. Have some pride, have some heart, and all of that legendary status and accolades that will come your way if you conduct yourself in a proper way. That's just my take on it when it comes to all of these issues. It's Nino Brown Boxing. Shout out to the LDBC. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Peace.